got no steam for these poor folks. They ain't done nothing to me yet. Yet. No, I feel like I'm steamed enough.
Yeah.
I'm being a bad Buddhist. Ugh. I'm supposed to just accept things as they are. Let go of my desires.
I don't know. I mean, you need to shift to a different interpretation of it if you feel like.
Just trade up.
Well, like you were looking at Taoism too, right?
I mean, they're different religions, but they're intrinsically linked. Like most Taoists follow the teachings of Buddha and revere Buddha as well.
Yeah. But I just mean like shift your focus to some other aspects, maybe.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that honestly, wrestling with it in the way that I have, like, I've come to understand the parts of it that I can't quite do. That's part of Buddhism. It's like
recognizing
right.
where you're lacking.
You have to try, and you're not. There's really nothing hanging over your head but yourself to judge yourself at how well you're doing. So it's just something that I mark sometimes because I think it's a good thing. When I'm feeling like just rampaging and raging, I probably should think like that's not Buddha. That's not Dharma. That's, you know, negative fucking shit. And it spins you out and it clenches your heart. And I believe that. I really do. I think that there's some correctness in that. I don't know yet how to give up on my earthly desires, how to put aside my desire for things personally and accept things as they are, and to stop seeing myself as an individual acting in nature and start seeing myself as nature and all these things. Like it's nobody, like millions of people are Buddhists and millions of them never attain that, and that's okay. It's checking yourself when you feel like you're getting too far from that. That's more important, I think. Yeah. At least that's, you know, and like the interpretation is up to me. That's the great part. I don't go to a church. I'm learning as I go. My only teacher is Lao Tzu and, you know, whoever wrote the fucking Bhagavad Gita and, you know, like, well, I guess not the Bhagavad Gita, but the, what you call it? The Tao, there's the Tao Te Ching, and then there's, I can't remember the other one. I haven't started on the other one yet. I'm still working through the Tao Te Ching, so, but I've, you know, I think it's a good thing to like hold yourself to a certain standard and at least to mark it, you know, like, hey, you probably shouldn't be like raging at things. It's not conductive to goodness. Wow.
Do you have your drink out here or no?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sorry.
You're like weed.
Yeah, I know. I went in there for drink and weed, and I came out with weed. Kind of slow to roll out the no-dos today. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. It's been weird lately. I think they're like tweaking. I think the golden days of these hitting the algorithm super hard right away are over, and they're starting to tweak it a little bit. Like tiered I feel like it's almost like a tiered thing where it's like, okay, this guy's maintained over 20, so now we're gonna shoot out a bunch more, and we're gonna put him in a few more feeds and see if he can keep gathering people. Like, I feel like they're monkeying with it in some way, but they never tell you how. It's always a black box. You just have to kind of infer shit. And I'd say for the last couple of weeks, it's been weird. Like, I'll look at it sometimes, like now, and there's 38 people. And then I'll not pay attention for a while, and I'll look back, and there's 200 people. It's like, oh. How much time will it take to grow a beard like you? That's a hard question. Because my beard is super long and uniform. Like, it's all grown together and has been for many years. So, like mine, I don't know. I haven't shaved my face since 2000 and... I want to say it was like 2010 or 11 or something like that. Maybe 12. So it's been a good decade, at least, at plus, since I've had my face shaved. It took me probably for everything to look uniform and be all one length, kind of, you know what I mean, or close to it as your facial hair gets. I'd say a couple years of maintaining it properly, letting it grow out, trimming it when it needs to, and sculpting it the way you want it and all that to make it look like a beard, you know, like a big uniform beard.
You know, everyone's hair is different. Can't promise anything about someone's hair if they haven't done it before.
No. Like, I would love to have, but see, that's the thing, is like, you know, I look at TJ's beard and I love that he can grow it out all long and wizardly like. But then TJ looks at mine and he's like, dude, my beard is like, as it gets longer, it gets more and more scraggly. And Paul's got this like thick beard all the way around. So I think it's just like grass is greener kind of thing with beards. Yeah. I'm just super happy that I can have one now, because there was a kid named Nick who was in our fucking Apple Nasty band. He was our drummer guy. And he had a beard at like sophomore year of high school. I shit you not. Not like a big Grizzly Adams.
But like he could do a proper goatee.
Yeah, it connected, and he had the, you know, he did do that. He would have the big sideburns, and then he would shave, and then have the goatee. Yeah. And it looked cool. It was very like, you know, alt-rockish kind of look. He looked like fucking 10 years older than he was.
Did you use him for it?
What do you mean?
Like have him go into convenience stores and get carded and shit? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was one of our go-to guys that could go get a handle if we needed one. Yeah, because usually he wasn't getting carded. He looked fucking grown. But it wasn't just him. But it was just like, you know, I immediately, when I was a kid, I never liked, one of the things I never liked about me, my face, was like, I have a very round, soft face. Not so much now, but when I was a kid and into my teens, I did. Boy, I hated it. I hated how soft and pudgy, and it wasn't just that I was overweight, it was just my face.
Your structure.
Yeah, the facial structure plus the overweight just made me very round and lumpy, and I just looked like somebody's old grandma or something, not a teenage boy. And then like, you know, so the beard like helped with that. And then now it's just more of like, I don't even know. Like, it's just, this is normal to me. And to do anything else would be fucking seriously abnormal. It would be really weird for me to shave.
Like, you probably wouldn't shave your beard off unless, like you said, like a bunch of money or like something happened to it, like you burned it or something.
Yeah, if I like try and light a J and I spark up half of it and it's all gangly, then, you know, yeah, I'll probably shave it off and let it grow back right, but...
What was your worst haircut as a kid?
Trying to grow my hair out long.
Yeah.
It's not even really, it's the haircut you get in the interim.
Yeah.
Where at a certain point it's just a bowl cut. Mm-hmm. And there's really not a lot you can do. It takes longer for the bangs to grow out. You don't want to trim the back part back because that's all your length and your growth. So you really have to just like ride it out looking like a weirdo for a while. And that was the worst, bro. Trying to get my hair grown out.
But no one ever cut it in a way like that was like making it way worse than it was.
No, I was weird as a little kid, man. I did not care about my hair as a kid.
Yeah.
I had all kinds. I would get like a buzz cut, a flat top back when I was in, like kindergarten and stuff. Different kinds of like little fades and stuff. And I was really like not choosy with my hair until I got to be like a teenager. And then I just had this picture in my head where I was like, I want to have long hair. I want to have facial hair, like substantial facial hair. That's what I want to see when I look in the mirror, and I could not manifest it. Like the more it grew out, the worse I looked. Right? It kind of like accentuated the things that were not what I was trying to de-accentuate. It's like a feminine almost kind of roundness to my face, and when I started growing the hair out, the longer it got, the worse that got, and there was nothing I could do. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Everybody, well, maybe not everybody, but I think most kids go through that period where they just look in the mirror and they just hate everything about them, and they wish they could change this, and this.
I feel like looking at like some of your younger pictures, you definitely aged like a fine wine.
Thanks, baby.
You look more. I couldn't really imagine being with younger you.
I mean, the looks thing aside, younger me was too much of a hothead for you. That's one of the things that people don't take into account, like when they want to like criticize or be weirded out by like an age gap in a relationship. It's like if you and I were the same age, like let's say I aged down to where you are, we just wouldn't get along. I had none of the coping mechanisms that I've learned to deal with my mental illness. I didn't even have decent diagnosis then. I wasn't medicated. Not that any of that stuff is like a deal breaker, but it's just like, it compounds and compounds. Your personality type and my personality type as it stood then, it wouldn't have been a thing, you know what I mean? Wouldn't have worked. Were you allowed to keep the beard when you worked at the school? Yeah. Yeah, they weren't super like over the top on the grooming standards. They just didn't want me. I couldn't have grown the hair, like the beard out to this and the hair out to this. Somebody would have said something.
Yeah, you was white guilt was kind of your own decision when that.
It was my own doing. Yeah, I mean, I decided to do it because I would get this like, I was just unsatisfied in my life. And it was one of those things. It's like a chick. I've heard chicks say like, "I'll just cut my hair sometimes."
Yeah,
it was like that. It was just like, "Oh, I need to switch up something because this just ain't working. My life ain't working. I want control of something."
Yeah.
What? Off with the beard,
And you're like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. It was messed up because I assumed that I had kind of a distorted idea of what I looked like and stuff, and my wife wouldn't react poorly when I would shave and stuff. She liked it, my wife at the time. And so I just assumed that, maybe it looked nicer for me to be cleaned up and stuff, and that was definitely the prevailing wisdom from everybody. It was like, damn, you gonna fucking get a haircut? Or I just come from a very kind of like blue collar traditional family, and when you're younger, people don't. But like as I've gotten older, people shut their fucking mouths about it and they just accept it. Like I've earned my stripes now, basically, in the minds of my family and stuff. I've got like a very labor focused way of looking at the world, and I've done my work, and so I can look however the fuck I want. There were a lot of people that my parents hung out with that looked just like, not just like me, but were, hippie looking, shaggy guys that just worked hard at the factory and shit. And nobody ever questioned them. They might have razzed them a little bit or give them a nickname about it or something, but, it's like it's a different thing.
Yeah, you can do some crazy stuff and still be like on the line. Like when I was working in that Amazon warehouse, there was a guy that I swear to God, his hair went down to his knees. And he somehow shoved it all in a bun.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's nuts. People keep their hair crazy. There was a dude that worked for the school district. He was one of the delivery guys, and he had dreadlocks. He was a white guy. He had dreadlocks that he must have had for 30 years. I mean, they were literally all the way down the backs of his legs, and he had them bundled up here, and they were still hanging, you know. Nobody ever said shit to him. One day, I remember he cut them all off. It was crazy. He just said, oh, man, I just got tired of carrying around all the weight and stuff.
I imagine it is pretty heavy.
Oh, yeah. Reading 100 Years of Solitude on your recommendation. Thanks. It's really good. I know. Gabriel Garcia Marquez, right? It's a good book. It's a sad, well, maybe not all over sad book, but it's like a wistful book. It's a book about the cycle of human life and death and stuff over the course of a generation in this family, you know? It's pretty cool. I'm a creature of habit, so with the long hair stuff, I don't even really think about it anymore, bro. Just part of my day. I brush it out in the morning, brush it out again in the evening if I need to, put my beard oil in. It's just all routine. And it really, when you get yourself into, you know, you get used to that routine. It's just not something you think about it. Cool. You know, I never beg people for the subs, but if you want a sub it up. Very unique book. I don't think I've read anything like it. Yeah. Yeah, it'll stick with you, too, forever after you read it. Yeah, I'm still kicking, man. Damn, you look like the poster child for Walmart. That's cold-blooded. Number one. Number two, dude, I don't even really go to Walmart, bro. But that was cold-blooded. That was mean. Mean-spirited comment right there. Boo to that guy. Spot me a nug, bro. Sorry, bro. No can do. No can do, bro. Target. Yeah, dude. Target. That French store with all the high-end stuff in it. Target. Have you guys ever been to that? That's where I shop. Target. Okay? Good stuff at the Target. Targo, you know. Pinball, arcade game, or air hockey? Arcade game. Or the pinball if it's a badass pinball deck. Like, I love a good pinball, but it's got to be a badass one. Otherwise, I'm going straight to the arcade game, bro. 100% arcade on that answer for sure. Because, yeah, dude. Dude, my bucket list pinball machine is the Black Knight, dude. The Black Knight pinball machine from the 80s. So fucking baller, man. I've only run into it maybe one time, I think, in my life since I ran into it when I was a kid. I've looked it up. Apparently it's pretty popular. There's lots of, like, working copies of it, or working, you know, examples of it in various barcades and stuff. But, dude, it was fucking... I want it in my house, bro. The Black Knight. No way. Worst pinball machines. I mean, like, super old ones, or sometimes like the branded ones. Like, I remember there was a Simpsons pinball machine that like looked cool from afar, so people would plunk their quarters, but it just wasn't all that fun. It wasn't actually that cool of a pinball machine. It wasn't really well designed. It was just flashy. So like, yeah, you got to be careful with pinball. That's why I usually will just go to the arcade cabinet, because chances are, like, I've played one of the games there, you know? I spent a lot of my childhood in the arcade, so, like, I know a lot of these old-ass games. Bro, what? Never mind. I'm not even gonna... I want to have one in the future, but only one, so I gotta pick the right one. Yeah. What the actual fuck? I don't know, bro. Chilling with spiders. I'll try it. Never heard of that. I've tried cold turkey, patches, gums. Nothing has worked. Do you still... I mean, I don't really have a cool arcade near me. I would. Yeah, I would hella go to the arcade. But I don't have a good one near me. No, dude. I don't talk suicide stuff. It just... I'm not trying to be mean about it, but it typically just brings people down. It gets cyclical. It can trigger people. I just don't like to do it, dude. I'm not a suicide counselor and shit, and I just don't spin into that shit. No, I hate Radiohead. Never heard of them, actually. What's a Radiohead? Seeing Incubus next week. Super fucking stoked. Yeah, it's just one of those topics that I just don't fucking feel like talking about right now, dude. And it typically is not a good choice to talk about. I mean, not always. Sometimes you just gotta, but nah. I'm gonna pass on that. In fact, dude, that whole fucking question just kind of chased me up out. I gotta recenter myself for a minute. Cause yeah, dude. I guess it's not that person's fucking fault, but like, read the room, man. Fuck. Just kind of want to choke you now. Because I don't want to be thinking about this, but you can't say stop, you know what I mean? Like, it's just fuck you. Like, read the room. People sitting around having a casual conversation, and you just walked up like, suicide, man. I just talked down a suicidal person. Got any advice for me? It's like, who are you, bro? People are just so used to just context being nothing. Awareness of the like vibe or the conversation or the room, zero. Just let me yell something out into the ether for to bounce around in other people's fucking heads. Yuck. Just to say, you know, I don't even think that person did it maliciously. I think it's just a sign of the times, bro. People just throw around heavy-ass fucking topics like they're just nothing. I think it's just a sign people got nobody to fucking talk to. Makes it a sad sign, you know? I wish that people. Never mind, dude. I'm just being too. I'm being a dude. Bad Buddha. I got bad Buddha things going on. People trauma dump a lot now too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm probably guilty of it too, but fuck, bro. I just can't fucking do it. No, I can't do it today. I can't do it today. Don't bring me your fucking deep dark trauma today, bro. We're vibing. This is a vibe show. We chill, we smoke weed. Sometimes we get, heated topics and stuff, but like, don't come moping in here with your dog died. I'm sorry if that happened, but don't. Yeah, no, it's fine, bro. It's just, there's a time and a place, you never, like, I would just stop talking to people about that shit. To be honest with you, it's never just a springboard topic. You got 100 fucking some odd people. Suicide just ain't a topic, bro. It's just not. Unless you're a fucking doctor, you're doing a seminar or something. Really, you just ought not be fucking musing about it, because it's one of those things that'll get people in a dark cycle. Just think before you speak. And whistle while you work too. That's another good one. The lighting, yeah. I mean, it's the magic hour right now, bro. It's officially the magic hour for sure. I mean, this is where photography looks best and all of that stuff. It's just the natural light is really, really super duper perfect right now. The sky is beautiful right now. Just this like super pale gray blue tinging towards like orange towards the horizon. Yeah, you got to appreciate beauty sometimes, man. I'm trying to do it more rather than less. I'm trying to train myself to be more open to the appreciation of beauty in the moment. It's okay to just stare at something beautiful. It's okay to ponder it. It's okay to meditate on it. It's okay to allow it to be a distraction, Yeah, I can't show you the sunset. Sunset's on the other side of my house. Well, I mean, I've been doing it for a long time, so it's not something I'm completely unfamiliar with, but I'm trying to, like, maximize it in my life as part of my, pursuit of the Dharma. I'm just very much in a mode where I'm trying to see myself as more just a participant in nature rather than some sort of soldier of fortune in my own life, and it's hard. It's hard to separate out what's a drive that is selfish and what is a drive that brings you closer to Buddhahood. And how do you suss those drives out? It really is up to you, and that's something I struggle with. But it's okay. The struggle is interesting. I like it all, Michael. I just like nature, man. There's not a biome that I don't find beauty in. I've never been to a place that I found had zero merit or beauty. The place I live in now, a lot of people come here and think it's just dingy and horrible, but there's so much beauty here. It's foothills, kind of a dry desert kind of area, but it's just beautiful, especially in the summer. Definitely classifies as a desert then. Hello, Itor. Love them Brasileiros. mean, interconnectedness is one step, but yeah. I mean, it's profound. It's absolutely profound. It's trying to center yourself in it that's the hard thing, right? It's like one thing to know it and another thing to live it. I was playing Monkey Souls earlier, and there's this little character. It's like a little miniature Budai looking guy, you know. He's a kid, but he's done up like Budai. And he's clearly like not a little kid in real life. He's one of the like the celestial host or something. But you know, I'm traveling around, I bump into him in this little valley with a bunch of Buddha statues and stuff. You know, and he's standing there when you approach him. I've got this little irascible guy with me, you know, this little turd pig guy that's another part of the celestial court, and he's got a short temper. So he walks up to this kid and he's like, "Hey, what are you looking at?" You know, and the kid's like, "That Buddha over there. I'm contemplating that Buddha over there. His belly button is so big and mine is so small." And the pig looks around and goes, "Which Buddha?" And the kid replies, you know no Buddha, and so you see no Buddha." And it's like, oh, I like it. Pigsy. Oh, his name is Pigsy. That's cute. Journey to the West. Yeah. I want to read it too, man. I got to find a good like audiobook of it and just fall asleep to it a few nights till I get through it. Cause yeah, I want to get kind of like more familiar with it too. I mean, I was talking to Amelia about it today. This is just like a giant cultural beacon for China. It's like people are now interested in Chinese mythology that never knew a thing about it. They're interested in traveling to China to see some of the sites that these beautiful vistas are based on, and to see some of this architecture and stuff. It's just like, you know, China, and there are people that are salty about that. They're saying, "Oh, it's a Chinese game, it's a fucking Chinese propaganda game." Like, it's causing controversy because its origin is Chinese. And the reason for that is, like, it's been a while since an American company or a company adjacent to an American company has put out a game that's like as good, you know, and as fleshed out and as new and fresh a take on this like Souls genre, you know what I mean? As far as the lore goes, it's crazy good, you know, and the presentation is top notch, and whatever team made it, like, it released complete. Like, there might be a bug here and there that they've smashed out, but it just feels like I've been playing the game from day one. I started playing it as soon as it released, and I've never had it crash or freeze or any weird shit. It doesn't glitch. It's, you know, I've only ran into a couple areas that are poorly optimized for frame rate and shit. It's beautiful. It's, you know, I just don't get it, man. You know, I just don't get it. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull up out of my fucking funk now. So I'm going to go occupy myself in another way. So I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.